Friends, in the year 1999, G.H. Vandersea and his colleague published a book. You can find in internet also. That was about plant blindness, controlling or mitigating plant blindness. What is plant blindness? Because mostly you see the plants are only green. If you pass through a forest, you will see all green. Only in some season you will find flowers or some peculiar, very characteristic fruit. But otherwise, people are not that much attracted towards plants as they are attracted towards wildlife. Tiger, lion, fish, butterflies, they get more attracted because they are moving. Their behavior is very characteristic and people are allured. Even students, kids, they would like to enjoy more with animals while visiting the zoo, but not that much they are associated with the plants unless they see some very unique flower. For example, this is flowering. This is Mexican sunflower. So this is obviously it catches the attention whosoever comes nearby. So sunflowers are basically they are native to America, and during my recent visit to Chicago, I could see about 3 dozen species of sunflower.
You speak, sir.
That have really included in all parks and gardens.
Chalo, sir.
So I was just focusing on this plant. This is mahua, and basically the word mahua is modified from the Sanskrit name. You can come here. So madhuka, and same stands named as genus also in science as madhuka. So this is madhuka, which yields honey. Honeybees visit these flowers. So because of climate change, you see these flowering. This is not the right season, proper season. This is December. How it has started showing the flowers, bearing the flowers. Otherwise, the usual time of flowering is March. So this is also sign of some kind of climate change, or you can say it was the warmest year also. This particular year. And this mahua was the first tree which was introduced in Botanical Garden way back in 1988. And I was undergoing training in Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy, Dehradun. So I brought 2 plants from Dehradun and planted in this Botanical Garden because this is my alma mater. So I have also studied here. So one madhuka, but exploring more, there are many endemic madhuka species in South India. So this is one which is very common, associated with the rural economy, tribal economy. It is used for edible purposes. Even oil is also extracted. And this belongs to Chiku family. So what is the distribution feature of Chiku family? Number of petals is more than 20. Otherwise, usually in flowers we see petal number is 5. Sometimes it may be more also, for example in roses, but that is because of the modifications of stamens. Many stamens have got modified into petals, but that is not the usual character of rosaceae. But here you find, if you count, you will see many. One I will show you. I will just, if you come closer, I would like to show everybody. This is the architecture of flower. You can focus only on this so that everybody is able. And you see, this is another character, some kind of milk. This has also come. And the number of, you can count how many? 12, more than 10, 12. Sometimes they go up to 22 also. So number of stamens is also more, which produce pollen. So this unique flower या floral architecture is also very unique to this Chiku family, Sapotaceae, to which belongs butter tree also. There's a tree found in and planted in Uttarakhand, which is popularly named as Chura, and that is also planted in Jammu city. Where are you aware of biodiversity park? Here, very near to Asia Hotel, just backside the Asia Hotel. Very good biodiversity park has been developed. So there you will find that butter tree also, Chura, Basia butyracea, perhaps the botanical name, and that is used for butter making by the locals in Uttarakhand, and that is also when I tasting or appearance is just like butter. So one butter is coming from the cattle, milk, cow, and other also from the tree. So there are some trees which also yield the milk. There is one such tree which has been named as cow tree. That is basically native to America, and it was way back in 1950 when Van Mahotsav was started by then Union Agriculture Minister K.M. Munshi. So he thought of introducing that tree, cow tree, but he initiated that, but somehow that could not survive in our Indian conditions at that time, and I think that initial defeat, people have not reintroduced that particular tree, and that tree is Galactodendron. Galactose is the sugar, sucrose, fructose, different kinds of sugar. So galactose is, after galactose it has the name Galactodendron. Dendron means tree. The tree which has that milk, and milk has galactose. So Galactodendron utile. Utile means which has some utility. So that was also thought of. Again, one can try that particular plant. One can see, and then you can make a cut as we used to make a cut to the rubber tree, Hevea brasiliensis. So in northeast and south in Kerala, Kottayam, you see those rubber tree plantations. So we make a cut spirally downward, and then that milk is, latex is collected, and that particular gets transformed into tire industry. So there are many plants and trees which also have this link. So one, I just showed you this one, Maduka latifolia. And another tree, the same I brought.
Sir, can you throw some light on your association with this particular tree?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
I will. First let me this also cover. This is unique olive. As olive is also very important tree, medicinally important, and also religious tree. You will find the wild olive in Chenab Valley. But this olive is very unusual in having very broad leaf. You can come closer, and this particular tree, if you visit Kagga is very natural, beautiful tourist spot near Tikri. So then you will see these trees stands either planted or they are preserved, kind of forest is there. So when I inquired from locals, what is this tree in that area, they told its name as Musla, because of mola, means to pound the paddy grains. They use that wooden. So it is a very hard wood. So it is used for making those molas or musla pounding structure. Because, and otherwise all olives, they are very, you can say, hardy and iron-like timber qualities. But this is also found in Australia. From Jammu, you can say this has the distribution up to Australia. So popular name is Australian olive. And if you come closer, I will show you how to identify this. Leaves are opposite, they are broad, and on under surface you see the glands. If you are able to see some kind of prick, you see this. This is a vein and this is a prick. Welcome. So this prick, so earlier it was named as Olea glandulifera, which bears glands. So you see that these glands, this is a characteristic to identify the field. This prick-like structure, this is basically gland. From up also you are able to see some nodes, you know, some nodules. You are able to see, no?
Yes, yes.
So this gland made the botanist to name it as Olea glandulifera. But later, some changes, and ultimately, welcome. If you can show this with the help of someone, this banner. So now it is named as Olea paniculata. These are synonyms. But in my area, I hail from Ramnagar Hills, so it was named as Neelan. Neelan is why? Because it has some kind of bluish green tint of the leaves. They are dark green. There you will find light green, but here you will see it's a dark green, maybe because of that. So its wood is used for making agricultural implements also. So you can just in our backdrop, you can focus on this also. You come. So as you see in this 14 years of biodiversity awareness through tree talks, and this particular campaign was initiated on 19th December 2010, which was the United Nations declared International Year of Biodiversity. And we continued this campaign, and still it is continued. December 24th, so we are completing 14 years of this biodiversity awareness tree talk. So I was just focusing on Mahua. So I think this is also, many people may not be familiar. If I show this flower to anyone, from flower you may not be able to identify. But if we have come across, and second time, third time, definitely you will develop that kind of intuition. While looking at this, you will come to know, even if the leaf is not there, tree is not there, you will say it is a Mahua flower. Mahua has,
What is the significance of this?
Mahua is one of the edible trees, and this has been widely planted and exploited by the tribals in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. They make the alcoholic drinks, they make edible food, it is used as a food. This has revolutionized the rural malnutrition or rural poverty. So this is
There
still,
must be some important contents in that.
yeah, it is a nutritional,
Nutritional.
it is nutritional, it grows in degraded lands. In very, when it is not demanding care, that much care. And tribal, it has a lot of medicinal health benefits also. So traditionally they collect its flowers and they dry them, make it powder and use in many cuisine making also. So this plant was the first tree, Mahua tree, that particular tree, which was planted in 1988. And second, I told this Australian olive. This looks unusual, like very unique with broad leaves, two kind of characters which distinguishes. Otherwise, we have the wild olive, which is called cow or kawa. So this particular campaign focused on which were the themes of tree mythology. We discussed tree mythology. For example, Sita Ashok tree, where Hanuman met Sita ji in Sri Lanka. Which was that tree? Which is now called as Sita Ashok. Saraka Ashoka, which is also planted here. We will show you that. Second was a folklore. We discussed how our folklore, maybe some songs, maybe some myths associated with that tree. So that is also discussed. The tree taxonomy. So what is the scientific name? But along with the tree taxonomy, we also discuss the vernaculars. For example, I told you this is Musla, but another name in Ramnagar it was Neelan. So these are two vernaculars which are popular to locals. But botanically speaking, taxonomically it is called as Olea paniculata. Previously it was called Olea glandulifera. Welcome, welcome. So second you see, third one, that is revival of local health traditions. Very important. Giloi, for example, during COVID and Corona crisis, we have this use of Giloi, Tinospora cardiacolia. Otherwise also is the national medicinal herb, and it has a lot of health benefits, anti-diabetic, in Jamun. Jamun is also anti-diabetic. So we all discuss, not only discuss, but try to promote those local health traditions. Fourth is ethnic cuisine making, the beverage making. Today we are developing 4-5 kinds of teas. So they will be displayed there. For example, cocoa chai, jamun का भी देखेंगे. Arjun Shal chai. Arjun Shal chai we can taste also. So we focused on beverage development also ourselves, so that a younger generation also takes interest in developing that. Madam has very good herbal innovations, so she will also be sharing her thoughts and knowledge. Herbal product and medicinal display hoga. Usually in all these tree talk series, we have some kind of displays. Some peculiar or some unusual rare plant product is also displayed. And what are the medicinal for Dashamul arrest is a Ayurveda very useful churn. But which are 10 plants? So I expect that even students should have that kind of knowledge. They can name those 10 plants. 5 are trees and 5 are small bushes. So we will talk about that also. For example, Bela, Shionaka, Patla, like that, Arni, and another one, Gamari. These are 5 trees which are of Kashmir. And what are small herbs or bushes? उसमें है गोपुड़ू, ट्रिपुलस टेरेस्ट्रिस है, इसी तरह से उसमें वो है कंटकारी है, like that there are 4-5. Herbal product, this is the heritage trees and sacred grove. This was pioneering work which our team did in the field of just documenting which are the sacred groves. For example, Geopota Ghat and Putranjiva tree is very important historically speaking. Maharaja Gulab Singh took oath ceremony under that tree, Putranjiva tree. Putra को जीवन बख्शने वाला, to secure the health of the child. So that kind of medicinal quality, and that was named Putra Jivak in Sanskrit, but in Dogri we call Geopota, and Geopota Ghat is named after the tree. But the trees sacred grove I could see near Gajansu for the first time. I was not knowing that there is some kind of sacred grove where you see the old trees, 100 years old, much older trees, they stand preserved and protected near Gajansu, which is a Geopota sacred grove. And there is also as a male site where there is a temple and some Biradari male also takes place at some particular community. Then we also discuss avian entomo connectivity. Tree, fruit or flower is also food for some birds, and they are also dispersing seeds. They are helping in maintaining the ecological balance or environment. Even butterflies, honeybees, without honeybees you can't have much food. So avian entomo association with the tree, we also try to explore. Then another we try to discuss, let us pool the wisdom and knowledge of ethnic communities along with scientific experts. Each and everybody has a role to play in adoring nature, exploring nature. So even tree poetry was included, even music. So let us just enjoy the beauty of this. So I think we'll stop this.